So welcome to this video where we're going to meet Chris, who is a very committed and successful group journey member on the clutter clearing 7-step journey. So let's meet Chris. Thank you for recording this video, Chris. So can you tell us your name and which country you live in?
My name is Chris, as you've heard, and I live in the UK in England, about 20 miles north of London.
And which step of the 7-step journey are you currently on?
I'm getting towards the end of step 6.
So very close to becoming clutter free. How many areas or rooms have you completely cleared so far?
Well, 7 or possibly 8, because when I was doing the first one, I finished early and did another cupboard that wasn't on the list.
Brilliant. And you successfully cleared all of those without me ever having to come and visit you in your home.
Right, yes.
So how long had you lived with your clutter challenge before you started the 7-step journey?
I think pretty much all my life, really. I mean, I was always very untidy as a kid, and clean up your bedroom, and I'd kind of sort through it all and put it into piles and then never finish it. It would just remain like that and then build up again. So I've been doing that ever since, really.
So you've had a clutter challenge your entire life.
Mm.
So just as comparison, so when did you start your 7-step journey?
July 2020.
Okay, lovely. So the 7-step journey that you're on is an online video program, and it takes you from clutter to clutter free forever, because we're breaking the process of clutter clearing down into, as the name suggests, 7 distinct steps, and you are on step 6. So what made you decide to start the 7-step journey, given how long you had lived with your clutter?
Well, I'd always kept. I've been married for a long time, over 40 years, and I'd always kept the sitting room and the sort of shared areas free of clutter as much as I could. Every now and then the kitchen and dining room would get cluttered, and then I'd tidy them. So while my husband was working, it wasn't so much in his face, really, the clutter. But when he retired, it was unavoidable. I think and it was really getting him down. And also, his family live a long way away, and he would have liked to have had them to stay, but we didn't have a spare bedroom. It was literally just full of clutter. There was nothing else in there. Um, so I felt really bad about that. I felt guilty. It wasn't fair on him. And I knew it was really getting him down. And it was obviously affecting our relationship as well. Um, but I'd been kind of hanging around, should I say your or Claire? Does it matter?
No.
Your kind of videos and things for a few years. And then during COVID, you offered the social gatherings. Um, and I thought, oh, I could try that because it wasn't such a big commitment. Because I was worried that if I committed to the journey, I wouldn't stick with it and it would be a waste. Um, so I did 2 terms of social gatherings, which I found really inspirational, I guess. Um, and some of the people on it, excuse me, kept talking about the journey. They were on the journey. Um, and so it made me think, well, maybe it's worth trying it. So I gave it a try after the 2 terms of social gatherings. Signed up.
Great. So some people will hear how long you've been on your journey and think, oh gosh, it will just be quicker and easier to pay someone to come in and help me have a blitz, just like they do on the TV programs. So what would you say to people who think there's a quicker and easier way to deal with their clutter than being on the journey?
Well, I know it would just grow back afterwards if yeah, it would be nice for a while, but it wouldn't have changed me, and I would have carried on as I was before.
Mm. So in terms of the areas and rooms that you've cleared, have you managed to keep them clear or predominantly clear of
Yeah,
clutter?
yeah, yeah. And we have a spare bedroom now, so that that was kind of my original goal, although it took a bit longer than the date that I originally thought, and a lot longer than the date my husband thought.
And
But
and
we
has
do have a spare bedroom, which is a lovely room.
and have you had any guests who have been able to enjoy it yet?
No, no, that's the silly thing. We haven't. Well, no.
It's nice to have that choice now, though.
Yeah, yeah, and I like going in there. It's my little retreat.
So, looking back over your journey so far, what do you think have been some of the reasons why it's taken time to get to where you are now and have these seven areas and rooms completely clutter-free?
I think, the habits are so entrenched. I still don't feel, have I really changed? Well, I'm still kind of a bit anxious that when I stop, it will grow back again. You never quite. But also, I've had a lot of issues during the 5 years I've been on the journey. I've had breast cancer. I've had broke my leg and had to have surgery. I broke my foot. I had sepsis earlier this year. Then I had a gallbladder operation. So there's been all that going on at the same time, and also I have a lot of caring responsibilities. My daughter and grandson both have learning difficulties, and although they don't actually live with us, they're just down the road. We see them every day and they're not independent. I have to do everything for them, really, in terms of admin, and my daughter can't manage her money. So it's a full-time caring job, really.
So, given you've had all of these challenges while you've been on your journey, what is it that has kept you going?
It's definitely the social gatherings. I don't think I would have kept going without those, but just we've built up, even when, new people come and people come and go, but even so, we've built up a really good friendship. And it's the fact that they're focused. Um, I did once go on something else that was meant to be about clutter clearing, but it ended up just a kind of nice chit chat that you didn't really feel that anybody had any real intention of clearing their clutter. So it was a bit of a waste of time. Whereas with the social gatherings, we do focus on what we're meant to be focusing on. And so it reinforces everything. And it's really helpful. And people are very, very supportive and understanding, as you are as well, of course.
Good, good. So, what have you learnt or realized about yourself, your clutter, or your home as a result of being on your journey?
I think one of the biggest realizations was that the clutter makes me feel safe. Um, yeah, I had quite a difficult childhood in some ways. And I think the kind of building things around me was a way of kind of nesting or something. Um, yeah, that was kind of like the biggest realization. Um,
Mhm.
yeah,
So,
but
what are
also,
you
oh, sorry.
most looking forward to in terms of being able to do various things when you complete your journey and you're completely clutter-free forever?
I'm looking forward to having space, literally kind of headspace and actual space to do projects and things like that that I've sort of had on the back burner for years, but never really got around to.
Great.
That's the main thing.
And then finally, what would you say to someone who's watching this video and thinking, I'm not going to start my journey because it's taken Chris years to clear her clutter? What would you want them to understand about clutter, the journey, or about the importance of having appropriate support?
Well, I think everyone does it at a different pace and you go at your pace. That's what's important about the journey. There's no kind of pressure. I mean, my husband thought that I would have cleared all my clutter within about the first month, I think, and got very disillusioned and thought, oh, this journey's not about clearing clutter at all. Um, but yes, everyone goes at their own pace, and some people can't manage to do a lot. I was determined to do a day, a clutter clearing day every day and keep going that way. But in the end, it wasn't quite possible all the time. But I've not done badly on that.
Absolutely. And you continued to make progress and move forward and closer to your goal.
Mm.
So would you say being on the journey has been worth it in terms
Oh,
of your time,
definitely,
energy, and effort?
definitely, definitely. In fact, in a way, I don't want it to stop. So that's another thing. My husband says, "Oh, you don't want to clear all your clutter because then you won't be able to do all your nice Zoom calls and things."
You will still be able to come back and see us on a regular basis when you've completed your journey. Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing, Chris, and giving your advice so openly. And we'll see you soon.
Bye.